Hi there Transform fans, this is Skidmaflap1313 bringing you another video review, and this time I have for you the ARMS Micron number 20. Number 20? No, number 17, sorry. This is number 17, and this is Unicron. Yeah, you can probably already see Unicron already by these things, the head. But yeah, this is the vehicle mode, or the mess, or the fold up my legs and call me a donkey mode. It's something. It's rather very nice. Now, what you can do, I believe, is you can sort of tilt these or pull. Ah, there we go. Sort of like do that. And this is supposedly a mountain mode, I believe. Basically just because the face is here, and I quite like how you got the face on the figure. It's a pretty interesting way of showing off that sort of thing. But these were never coming out of the rock, but I have to say these are awesome. They're rubbery plastic, all of them. This is a bit of a harder plastic for obvious reasons. I mean, you don't exactly want them to get warped, but these are awesome, really cool, like almost bony wings. But you can just fold this back up and just connect it back and make his amazing spaceship mode, which you don't even know how it works because there's no boosters or anything. I mean, the holes could act as possible boosters, but no. This thing is just, it's shiny. It's very shiny as well. There's a lot of what looks like chrome. Possibly it might not be, but it does look a lot like chrome. But a pretty interesting figure nevertheless, and I would have to say, here is the mole, what looks like a mole actually, I think it is a mole. You can see the only piece of detailing I put on this was the, what was that? It is a Decepticon symbol there, and also the little eye piece there. But yeah, we'll get onto this thing very soon. But a sort of like tanky mole, it's like a and then it just drills a hole and scurries off. But here it is, the Gaia Unicron. That's what it's being. I think I'm pronouncing that right, Gaia. But we'll just call it Voyager Unicron for obvious reasons, because it is a massive Voyager. And honestly, this could have done with possibly a leader class. I think it could have stretched that far. You know. But then, hopefully, if it was a leader class, this thing wouldn't look like this. And hopefully you would have got a proper mountain thing, which folds these back, and that becomes a proper mountain. But anyway, enough of that. It's a pretty decent vehicle mode, but it's not the best vehicle mode, for obvious reasons. So, let's get on to the transformation. So, first things first is you want to unclip these pieces here from this chest piece here. So once you've done that, you'll see that thing goes straight down, and these legs then become, obviously they're going to be legs. So then what you want to do is just spin the whole thing round and just come here and sort of put the legs back. You'll be seeing a sort of clip system here which is going to clip into the side of the leg. So just rotate that and click it in. Do the same on this side, rotate. It is a bit stiff, but that's pretty good because it keeps the shape of the actual leg and all that. Next thing you want to do is then just rotate this ball joint all the way down with that side piece like that. Do the same on that side, so the whole ball joint hopefully rotates with it. Use your finger if you're not 100% sure that it's going with it. You can see that the ball joint does come off, and it's a pretty huge ball joint to be honest. But peg that back in. You'll see he's sort of backwards, and that's because this is the front. You can see that shininess there. Look at it gleaming. It's like proper gold. I mean, you could go to an auction and sell it for £1,000. I'm joking. You can see that I just folded this forward. Basically, it just folds like that. It doesn't go any further than what looks like a 45 degree. No, 90. 45 degree. What are you talking about? Peg that back in then. I'll just give you a look at what's inside here. A lot of gold, look at that. Gold! Everyone's rich. You can see these two pegs here which will go into those two holes. Do that once you flip these down. Same for when you transform it back. Look at the hips. Look at the hips. There we go. You can now stand the figure up. So let's move up to the top of the figure. So first thing, let's just get these things off, and you'll probably be able to see what these might be making if I just pull them off and just leave this bit to the side. Fold these bits down and rotate this out, so you can see you've got the half. He's got half of arms. Then bring the whole piece here down. Fold this piece, which was the cockpit maybe of the thing, all the way down, and then you can sort of just use the pegs, which are gold, so you don't really want to damage them. They're there and there. Put them into the two holes. Give it a good push. You hear that click there, pretty satisfying click. Then you want to just rotate these horns up. Do the same here. Make sure that these come up and sort of give you a lot of detail, which I think this is probably the best part of Unicron in the Transformers Prime series, is that these things are awesome. And then what you want to do is just bring the head up from being like that and push it down onto his actual face. And there is Unicron, complete, finished. Nothing will be added to him whatsoever. I'm joking. So basically, you take these things and you keep these out and you split it. So just give it a bit of a wiggle and they'll split. And then you want to just peg either side really, but depends on how you want it. But you can just peg those onto the hands like so. Peg them on. If they peg on, they do peg on. That's a good start. And then you can have Unicron like that with the two massive clobbering rock hand things. Sadly, when you come to the back though, they're just empty, and you have a face on his back, which is awesome, so you can like talk to his face. And there's these little things here, which I'm surprised they didn't just cut these down a little bit and just make them so that they go, because that's all they really need to do. No, they don't actually. There's also another mode which involves figures that I actually don't have. It's the Deluxe Megatron and the Voyager Optimus from the actual released line and not the first edition line. But you can keep Unicron like this. However, let's just move him to the background. I mean, he does look awesome, to be honest. He looks absolutely amazing. Let's bring in Moly Holy, or Holy Moly. Yeah, let's call him Holy Moly. So, what you can do with this guy is, you'll see this little thing here, which also looks like a tail. Yeah. Rotate that the whole way down until it stops, and then fold these bits in, which were the tank treads, together. And then you'll be seeing here, here's a peg, flip it like that. Do you notice what this is? Because I sure do. So, that's a very important piece in terms of Unicron, because what we can do is, or what I like to do especially on displaying him, is actually take these off. Let's just take these off. Now, both of these have folding in bits, so just fold in one. Doesn't have to be any one in particular, just fold one in. Clip them back together, like so. And then just close them together, and there's a few tabs and all that sort of stuff which you can just push together. Then you get a really cool three-dimensional sort of looking clobbering rock hand thing. And then you want to make sure it's on the joint which is allowing you to articulate a lot more, which would be this one. Yeah, that'll do. So then you can just peg that back in. And again, you could put that in any hand, but for this one in particular, I'm going to do... Actually, no, I don't like that. I don't like the hooky system on the outside. I don't know why, it just doesn't look very nice. So just flick that one up instead. Then that gives you a little bit more articulation on that hand. There we go. Then you can peg it into there, and also you get a bit of a stiffer joint. So that's awesome. So you'll notice that this piece, if you haven't already guessed what it is, actually pegs into his hand up here. So you can peg it in there, and then you got the articulation of moving that peg to give him the whip hand, or well, I believe it was a whip. It looked very much like a whip. But there is Unicron complete in my eyes. He looks amazing, just amazing. He looks like a god. I mean, he does. He's just fantastic. The gold on him makes him stand out. The weapons are really unique. I absolutely fantastically love this thing up here. The head is awesome with the massive spikes coming out of his head. Pretty awesome character in the actual TV series as well. And also in the movie. There you go, an up-close look of him. He's even got purple eyes as well, which are pretty awesome. There's the things there, which almost looks like dragon faces up there, but I really like them, as you already know. But an awesome, awesome figure there. I'm very, very happy that I was able to actually get this guy. So, yeah, there we go. So that is Gaia Unicron, or as we're going to call him, Voyager Unicron, in his robot mode. Now, I would definitely say keep him in this form. It's pretty easy to see why to keep him in this form. He's awesome in this form, and you don't even see the other form in the actual show. I mean, if it was actually a proper rock form, then yeah, you could buy 2 of these and have him coming out of a thing as well as going after Prime in this thing. But he's fantastic, an awesome figure to have on your shelf, especially next to Optimus and Megatron. But there you go, guys. So there. Now, like I mentioned before, just quickly, just wanted to mention this. This thing does combined with Optimus and Megatron, which was Deluxe and a Voyager one. And basically, it was just a mishmash of different things. The legs would come on the shoulder pads. This piece here would sort of... This is quite funny, actually. You sort of lift this mouth plate up and then just hold this thing. You get a flying Unicron section. Pretty awesome. But under here would be where all the gems are. Now, when I actually got mine, the plasticky bits for the gems weren't there. Which was kind of... No, they were. They were there. I tell a lie, they were there. They were purple. And this sort of becomes a sort of chest plate sort of section, so that goes over them, and then you get all these nice sort of colours going down there. But just to peg that back in, if that ever does happen to you, just put the head on, flip that down, and it just pegs in, and that secures the head in there. But that's just to let you know. Obviously, I can't do the combined mode because I don't have an Optimus, which is Voyager, not the first edition. Obviously, that doesn't work. And then Deluxe Megatron, which came with a Deluxe Optimus and the kids from the show. A little bit disappointing, but not the end of the world because we got this figure. And that never actually happened in the show, so why would you want to do that? But it's just an added extra. But there we go, guys. So if you did enjoy this ARMS Micron Gaia Unicron review, you can subscribe to the channel in order to see more ARMS Microns, as well as Beast Hunters, which will be starting right after we finish the ARMS Microns. And you can also comment down below, what do you actually think of this figure? Did you like him in the show? Let me know. And also, you can rate the video so I know you're enjoying the series and the video. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'll see you then, and goodbye.